Welcome to the gamification of physics. In this brief presentation, I will explain how I plan to gamify the grade 11 physics class. What is gamification? Put simply, gamification is the use of game elements in non-game situations. For example, cleaning your room before a popular song is done playing, parents counting down for children to start their chores, or driving just at the right speed to avoid a red light. Driving slower, that is, until it turns green. Several years ago, the school board changed its policy on homework. It can no longer be graded and must be limited to 15 minutes. Ever since, I've noticed an increasing gap between struggling students and achieving students. This is mostly due because the achieving students continued doing their homework, and the struggling students no longer saw the benefit of actually completing the homework or giving an effort on formative assessments because they do not count in your grade. Therefore, this gamification attempt is to reduce the gap between struggling students and overachievers, to increase homework completion, to maximize effort giving on formative assessments. Lastly, it will also promote creativity within projects by helping to motivate and engage students. There are 6 key components of gamification. The first one is progression. This allows the student to feel like they're moving forward or they're progressing along in the course. Boss challenges are bigger assignments within the course, such as laboratories, projects, and of course, the final assessment. Achievements and badges are another important component. However, I did not include them in my gamification plan. Free play gives students the ability to create a unique project of their own design. This project must be tied to as many curricular objectives as possible. Special events are exciting activities that can occur sporadically throughout your course, which give an element of fun and a bit of more interactivity with your students within the class. Lastly, the final component is replayability. Students must be able to retake, redo homework, redo the mini bosses, redo the laboratories as many times as it takes until they master that skill or knowledge set. Here's an overview of the progression students will use to complete the course. You'll notice that each level requires 1,000 experience points. Also, you'll notice that some features can only be unlocked at a specific level. For example, students cannot start laboratory work until they reach level 2 or 6, cannot start the project until they're level 4, and the major assessment is only unlocked at level 8. Finally, there are bonus points on the major assessment for students achieving level 9 or 10, which requires a lot of work. We will now go over each assignment and see how it affects level progression. First up is homework. Each written problem completed will give a student 100 experience points, and it must be posted on the class forum. If all is done, an average of 4,000 experience points or 4 levels will be attributed to the students. These are everyday challenges, and if left undone, will deny access to the final assignment. Formative assessments will give each student a possible of 200 experience points, prorated to the results of the formative assessments. The important part to remember here is students will be able to retake, retry any of the versions of the online assessments that will be available. On average, students will earn 2,000 experience points or 2 levels. Also, these are critical to attaining level 8. Laboratory work will be unlocked at level 2 and 6 and will net each student 500 experience points per lab prorated to the results. This is a group work and is considered a mini boss in game terms. These should be completed using Google Docs and Google Sheets to maximize collaboration and also to be able to give instant feedback and monitor students' work as they progress. Another mini boss is the project, which is unlocked at level 4 and can be done individually or as a group. This is the free play element of gamification. Students are invited to create a product or a video that ties the most physics objectives as possible to their project. This project will be presented in class and it will be peer reviewed. Bonus experience can be earned through one-time special events. These one-time special events are games, reviews, pop quizzes, activities, or one-day mini-labs, each worth 250 points and can net the students up to 1,500 experience points. Participation to these special events is required to get above level 8. Students earning enough experience point will finally unlock level 8 and gain access to the final boss. Final boss marks the end of the unit. Therefore, there's no experience points awarded for this assessment, and students will require a quiet work area to complete it. It's also important to note that students will attain level 8 at different times. Therefore, you'll have to have different versions of this final assessment, which can be completed on different days. In conclusion, I favor gamification because it allows students multiple attempts while working at their own pace. It also creates need and urgency towards completing homework and formative assessments. It also helps students retain and recall knowledge by refocusing their efforts, improving their learning, and reducing stress. Lastly, through increased motivation and interest, students will achieve better scores in physics. Thank you.